Hello and welcome back to bicyclelegs and another edition of Studio Albums Ranked, and this is the second part of a two-parter where I'm looking at the studio albums of Roger Waters and David Gilmour. Again, just a quick explainer, which I did in the Roger Waters video. I'm just trying to focus on the music here, trying to get away from the drama that's going on between these two, which really makes me sad. I'd love to just focus on the music. As I said, the first one was Roger Waters, so this video will be talking about the studio albums of David Gilmour. Just like Roger Waters, David Gilmour has done 4 studio albums so far, and they're all really good albums, so ranking these was particularly difficult for me. So yeah, let's get into it. And the first one I'm going to be looking at is his second studio album, which was from 1984, and that is About Face. This is a really good album. There's 1 or 2 missteps on it. I'm not a big fan of Blue Light. It's almost got a bit of a dancey, disco-y feel to it. But there's some really great songs on this album. Until We Sleep is just a killer album opener. Murder, just a great song. He's talking about the anger that he felt after John Lennon had been assassinated. Love on the Air is one of 2 songs that Pete Townshend from The Who wrote lyrics for. It's a lovely song. All Lovers Are Deranged is the other one that he wrote lyrics for, and that's a really good rockin' song. Cruise, an anti-nuclear song. People always said that Roger was the one who wrote, political lyrics and that. And that's the thing, David Gilmour writes most of the lyrics in the album for this one. He, gets a bit of help from Pete Townshend on a couple of the songs, but he writes some really good lyrics on his own. Okay, they're not Roger Waters level lyrics, but Roger Waters is a lyrical genius. I would never call David Gilmour a lyrical genius, but at the same time, I think his lyrics don't get enough credit for being quite good lyrics, including from David himself, I would say. I think he underestimates his abilities as a lyricist. And Cruise is one of those songs where I think he gets really good. Sort of anti-nuclear message about cruise missiles and that sort of thing. Let's Get Metaphysical, and then near the end's a really beautiful album closer, really soft, gentle song. Produced by Bob Ezrin and David Gilmour. So that would be the pairing that would end up producing the Pink Floyd albums after Roger Waters left the band. I think this is a really good album. I just like these other albums a little bit better. My number 3 is going to be his most recent solo album, which is from 2015, and that is Rattle That Lock. This is a lovely album. His latter day albums, absolutely beautiful. And one of the things that I hear from critics of these albums, which I just don't get, is they say, oh, they don't sound enough like Pink Floyd. Well, guess what, sunshine? These are not Pink Floyd records. These are David Gilmour records. And there's going to be a flavour of Pink Floyd to it because he obviously brought some of that flavour into the band in the first place. All 4 of the members of Pink Floyd were responsible for that Pink Floyd sound, whoever was writing the songs. But this is a David Gilmour album, and it's a latter-day David Gilmour album. It's, the writings of a much more mature, dare I say elderly gentleman who can still play guitar like a mofo, can still sing beautifully. I mean, his voice hasn't lost anything over the years, and I think that's incredible. And these are some lovely, lovely songs. Beautiful instrumental 5 a.m. And then you get Rattle That Lock, which I think is probably not one of the greatest songs on the album, but it's a catchy song and I rather like it. But then Faces of Stone and A Boat Lies Waiting and Dancing Right in Front of Me, and then In Any Tongue on side 2, and The Girl in the Yellow Dress. There's just some really lovely music on this. This is a little lighter than Pink Floyd would be, a little gentler, but there's still some absolutely incredible guitar playing and singing from David Gilmour on this album. I like Polly Sampson's lyrics. Again, she's no Roger Waters, but she's quite a good lyricist. I mean, she is a writer by trade, so, you know, I really like this album. But even better than this one is I like the first album from the sort of renaissance of his career, as it were. His third studio album overall. Sorry, his third studio album overall from 2006, and that is On an Island. This is a gorgeous pastoral record. Again, starts off with a beautiful instrumental. He loved to start his albums with instrumentals, except for About Face. Castellarizen is the instrumental at the beginning. Then you have On an Island, the title track, absolutely gorgeous. Take a Breath is a bit more up-tempo song. Red Sky at Night is great. This Heaven, Smile, absolutely gorgeous. What a beautiful song Smile is. A Pocket Full of Stones and Where We Start. Beginning to end, this is a gorgeous later era David Gilmour album. Again, not trying to sound overly Pink Floyd-y, trying to have his own identity with his music. As I said at the beginning, definitely a more pastoral record, and I like that about it. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous, relaxing album to listen to. But I think the best thing that Dave Gilmour's done in his solo career, my favourite David Gilmour album, is the debut, simply called David Gilmour. This is definitely a rock album. Starts off again with an instrumental, My Hollis, which is absolutely gorgeous, has some beautiful guitar playing on it. There's No Way Out of Here is a cover version, and it's a gorgeous song. It was originally written by Kay Baker. I can't remember exactly where he comes from. Cry from the Street's a really good rock song with bits of blues in it. So Far Away is lovely. And then on side 2 you get Short and Sweet, which he co-wrote with Roy Harper. Raise My Rent, No Way, There's No Way. It's just a really, really good song. It's definitely Def spelt D-E-A-F. And then I Can't Breathe Anymore. Really great album closer. Again, that sort of moody album closer that he does with About Face as well. Just an excellent record, start to finish. Shows what he had to offer Pink Floyd if Roger had been a little more relaxed with the songwriting and letting Dave contribute a little bit more to The Wall or that sort of thing. I think, you know, could have made for better Pink Floyd records. Who knows? Anyway, that's my David Gilmour studio albums ranked. Going back again from the top, we have David Gilmour at number 1. We have On an Island at number 2. We have Rattle That Lock at number 3. And by no means least, About Face at number 4. So that's my David Gilmour rankings. As I said, I've just done a Roger Waters rankings as well, so you can have a look at that. I'll leave a link in the description to it. Please like, share and subscribe. It really does help the channel out. If you're new to the channel, please go and have a look at some of my other videos. I have everything playlisted. So if you want to look at some of my other studio albums ranked shows, there's a playlist for that. There's more than 25 of those now. So there's plenty to choose from there and a lot of different genres. So something for everybody there, I think. Or if you'd like to look at my anniversary album shows, there's a playlist for that. If you'd like to look at my Bicycle Legs Discovers Rush series, which is one that I'm really having a lot of fun with, there's a playlist for that. And so on and so on. So please do have a check of some of my other videos while you're here. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I'm at bicyclelegs on Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, I'm mostly posting new records I happen to buy or the ones I happen to be listening to at the time, as well as posting channel updates. On Twitter, I talk about anything and everything, but I am definitely trying to give that more of a music focus. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.